This is a little presentation I just put together over the last 2 or 3 days, summarizing some ideas which we've been tossing around for a little while, and how these ideas might possibly tie into our main Forth application and all its subsidiary applications in user interfaces which are distributed all over a factory. And so with industrial user interfaces, frequently the use of keyboard and mouse is not possible. So touchscreens are used, but touchscreens have quite a lot of disadvantages. They get dirty because people have oily fingers when they touch them. People have thick gloves and then complain because they don't work. On the screen you have to provide large buttons which are large enough for people with fingers in thick gloves, and similarly big menus. When you want to enter any data, you have to bring up an on-screen keyboard, which tends to take up 3/4 of the screen. And therefore, you have limited complexity available on a touchscreen user interface for industrial use. So some disadvantages there. So for a long time we've been thinking, could there be a better way than touchscreens? And one possible solution, of course, is to use speech recognition. When, of course, there would be no restriction on the button menu size. You don't need an on-screen keyboard anymore. You could just use a perfectly ordinary, inexpensive screen, which is much less likely to get damaged because nobody's actually touching it. Now, I'm sure you've all seen the development of speech recognition over the last 15 years or something like that. 15 years ago, you had to train the wretched thing to recognize your own voice. And then fast forward to 5 years ago when my car was made, it's a lot better, but the wretched car argues with me. So here is a typical conversation. Navigate to Gloucester. Did you mean Chester? No, you stupid car, I meant Gloucester. Please talk more quietly. The cheek of it, how dare it? So move right up to the present time, and my telephone, which is regularly updated and is much, much better again. And it recognizes almost faultlessly, apart from when somebody asked me how tall I was in improper units, and I said 6'0.5" in centimeters, and it did not recognize the naught. That was just a couple of days ago, but it's still much, much better than it was before. So it's reached the stage, I think, of being usable. So what could we possibly use it for? And one of the things, of course, that we have to do is to set the context so that when you speak into it, it understands, it's in the right area to understand what you want to do. And so the first thing that we thought we might try to do as an experiment was actually write code straight from speech. And this is quite important for people who are very slow typists, like me. You see, could this actually work? So here was a sort of mock-up of the first experiment. Oh, it's not loud enough. Hang on. Just a sec. Let's make it louder. Where's the loudness button?
Hang on. Can you turn the volume up on the screen? Because I think it was coming through the screen.
Oh, it's the screen loudness. There we go.
Try again.
There we go. Come on, advance, you stupid thing. Now, why won't it advance?
Oh, no.
I don't believe it. Let's start again.
Just pretend nothing happened, because then I can cut it out perfectly.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a demonstration, so I have to display it.
Of course.
What has happened now?
Can you show us the video from?
Yes, I might be able to. I might be able to show you the video from somewhere else. SpeechForth 1, there we go.
Bekki,
Hello.
coding, fourth.
Fourth. Okay.
Colon,
Now notice we're in the
test,
fourth environment, so it knows to type a colon.
2. 2. Plus. Dot. Semi. Return.
Okay.
Test. Return.
Four. Okay.
So that was our first idea. That was our first idea. I mean, I'm not sure that that's of any practical use, but it would enable us to get a feel for how we might be able to integrate this into a real thing. Is my thing responding again now? No, it still isn't responding. I really would prefer it if it did. But perhaps I can just tell you...
Refresh. F5.
I'm just doing an F5 now.
I think you should close the program and try.
I think I'm going to have to close it. Yeah.
Cancel.
So the second thing I thought we could do, of course, is to... yeah, here we go. And where were we? We
After the
were
video.
just
This one.
there. So slideshow, start from current slide. So the next thing, obviously, we would like to do is to control an application. And so you asked yesterday, what does the GTK4 demo application look like? And so here's our sort of idea as to how one might control an application. In this case, the context is different. What we're looking for is to match the word that is spoken with one of the words which are in the window or the dialog box, and which have been, of course, noted down in a list by Forth when we created the values. So it should have a set of words available which it can compare to in order to try to do the right thing. So here's our vague idea about this.
Bekki,
Hello.
control app.
App. Okay.
Notice it's flashing
Change.
red and blue at the moment. Change means it flashes orange and green.
Change.
By this time I'd fixed my within, so it actually works.
Done.
And we're back to, I think we go back to the build list. There we are. There you go. So that was our...
Bye.
Bye.
So that was our little idea about that. And the third thing that we thought about, well, when you're at one of these industrial user interfaces, what you are able to do at that interface depends on who you are. So normally you have to log on, and whoever you are gives you different privilege levels. I think I mentioned the privilege levels yesterday. So how can we do that without actually having to type your name or your password into the onto the touch screen? And so the obvious way to do that is to link Bekki. Bekki, of course, is our company name, the equivalent for Alexa. And so we thought about how it might be possible to link Bekki in with the camera.
Log you on.
Yes.
Logged on. Privilege level designer.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.
It was much funnier when Nick was doing the Bekki voice.
That was you?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay.
No. Of course, not all the technology for that is actually functioning at the moment, so some of that was fudged. But that's how we would like it to work, and I believe this would give us quite a lot of advantages in the future. So, hello. No, not Bekki. No, sorry, not Bekki.
Yes.
Okay.
So, is there? Do you also consider authenticating the user with through his voice or her voice?
I didn't consider that, and I'm not sure how good is that at the moment. How well does it work?
But you
I mean, if I assumed a Yorkshire accent, I was born in Yorkshire, would it think that it wasn't me? Could you fool it? I'm not sure how good the identification by voice is.
Yeah, maybe you could use it as an additional factor.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Well, the thing I think about, I mean, you're talking about this for use in industrial premises,
Yes.
which can often be very, very noisy
Yes.
Yes.
in terms of machine noise, air systems going on, and various
That's
loud
right. But
bangs and clangs.
at the same time, these days, microphones have improved enormously, and provided you line your mouth up correctly with the microphone, it will, I think, only get you.
Yeah. So
They're quite narrow beam.
They are very narrow.
yeah,
beam,
so you need sort of very narrow beam, narrow focused,
Yes.
good filtering for all the extraneous noise.
We would clearly need to choose the right microphone.
Yeah.
And indicate to the users, well, they'd soon find out.
Yeah.
These users, they may be only on minimum wage, but they soon find out how to fudge the system.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's used to a little bit of frustration when doing voice detection anyway, right? So it's okay to repeat maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, it is enormously better than it was even 5 years ago. So I think it's reached the stage of, version 0.91 type of thing. I think it is actually usable, or at least by the time we've actually got it to work properly, I think it probably will work reasonably well. So one of these days we'll try it out with a customer and see how they get on with it. We might install the touchscreen as well, just to be on the safe side, but we'll try it out.
Where has the speech recognition software come from?
Oh, we've been looking at several different possibilities. There's half a dozen out there. Obviously, we're looking for something which is open source and which is not too tied in with anybody else. So I don't know which one we're going to actually finalise on, but it's an idea. Oh, sorry. Now we get a lovely picture of some mountain or other. I beg your pardon.
It's okay.
And there's only moderate traffic in Gateshead. There you are.